Welcome to 1990. It works! It's alive! This is Amiga 500. I bought on eBay. Amiga. Hello everyone, this is Gamer. I have an Amiga 500 I've yet to use. Here's one of my old Kenwood tuners I want to sell on eBay eventually. Anyway, what I'm going to do, since these days people put a Gotek in the floppy drive. This is a Gotek. It's a you stick a USB stick in the front of the Gotek, and then you can read the USB thumbstick will be a disk drive. This is a serial. This is a serial to it's a little TTL serial device. You plug in the USB your USB port, and you can upload firmware using this to the Gotek to make it work with Amiga. It'll look like an Amiga floppy drive. You need two jumper cables, female to male. This is female to male. And then you'll need two female to female jumper cables. I think that's four. I just have to tear them off or whatever. And then you need a micro, is it mini USB. Regular USB to mini USB. There's a video by Mark Fixes Stuff Retro the YouTube channel here. Mark's Fixes Stuff Retro Console and Computer Repairs Service Reviews, whatever more. That's a long channel name. Mark Fixes Stuff, I guess. So let's do it. I'm going to plug it up here. Alright, well, one quick note here. With the Gotek drive, you're going to need to consider a few factors when ordering them. First is price. They can be had for around $20 US currently, roughly, or 20 to 25. I wouldn't pay more than that. Another factor is the color. You want a color to match the Amiga roughly or not. Maybe you want black, I don't know. Another is the number of LED digits. Here you see 3 digits. That's preferable because there can be up to 999 virtual disk images from which you can select. And that's about it. I think it doesn't really matter if the eBay listing will show if it's for music or whatever it's for. You can reflash it. So this one does not have pins inserted. Boy, this thing is not focusing. There, you can see those are the flash, just like little holes. That's what we're going to use to flash. Wish that we had the little pins installed, but I don't think any of them really come that way. So those are what you need to consider. These little black buttons for selecting your image, they are really quite stiff. They're not friendly, those buttons. Alright, that's all I can think of at the moment. Price, you don't want to pay too much. The color, the number of digits, and that's it, as far as I know. Okay, one more factor that does matter is how far it is to ship on eBay. Keep an eye on that. So you don't want to. Well, I had to wait 8 or 9 days for this thing to arrive from California. So, and that was a little. Tried my patience. So certainly you want a vendor that's close to you. So balance all those 4 factors into your Gotek drive ordering. Alright, I'm installing the flash software on my computer. Ran a virus check on Jotty. You guys, anything you download off the internet, I think it's a limit of 20 or 50 megabytes, I forget. Scan it with this soft website just to check. See, look, nothing found. All these virus scanners it uses. Very important. Anyway, installing the software now, so I can do that. Once I can plug it up, it should be ready to go. So it's not plugged up yet physically. That'll be after I install the software. Alright, now it's installed. I just run it once and it's waiting for the TTL adapter, which is not plugged in yet. Now I will plug up everything physically. It should take a minute. So I need to take the board out of the Gotek drive and run I need to short out one of the pins and stuff, two of the holes, so it'll go into flash mode. Alright, I've got the case off. Here's the top of the case, 3 screws on the top of the drive. Reveal this now. The board needs to be preferably removed from there because you need to wrap a little wire around two of the holes to put it into software update mode. Alright, so I've got one of the adapters here, the male to female, that I have plenty of excess, and just stripped off some of the end. I've used scissors to in my pair of scissors. It's really quite small. This will be the strap cable to put it into firmware update mode. Alright, so here's it all jerry-rigged up with jumper cables connecting the this will go to the computer. This is the USB cable coming from the computer, micro USB, mini USB, not micro, mini USB, which is a little more square of a plug. That's the TTL adapter, and I have the green and yellow wires are voltage, 5 volts and ground. Yellow is +5, green is ground. The brown cable there is RX and for receive, and red is transmit. Serial, like a serial, just like an old style modem. It's a serial, like serial cable, RS-232 basically, except you're only doing transmit and receive. So hopefully those are the jumper males just plugged into the holes, and it's kind of hoping it's making a good connection, but it's not really soldered. It's not a solid connection, but all I need to do is flash it. And the here we got the +5 and ground going into the power plug, the back of the Gotek board here. The board is pulled out of the case. Alright, let's see. That's the next step here, is to load this, see if the software can see it. Alright, well, you can see a power light there, little yellow light. See if I turn this off, you'll see the yellow light on the TTL adapter. That's plugged into the computer, but the Windows did not find the proper driver. Okay, as you can see in Windows Device Manager, the device does not show as being having the correct driver, so I've got to work on that. I'm on the ftdichip.com website, so maybe I can get the driver. Alright, we've seen the TTL device. Here's the flash software showing all of them is writable. You gotta connect TX to RX and RX to TX between the two, otherwise it won't work. Duh. Alright, so I've got the flash download to device, and I've got the proper hex file set here and ready to click next. Do that in a moment. Alright, we will click next here in the ST firmware. Click next here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Wow, there it is. It's going. And you can see here, if I turn the light off, it is going. It's little TXRX LEDs to the flash drive. It's working. Now, I did not use female to female jumper cables. These are all female to male jumper cables, because I did not put pegs or those little stand-up pins on the. I don't have a solder iron, so I just use, though it's the male side for the green and yellow wires, that's a male on that side, and then female on the plug, and vice versa. Those are male plugging into the holes on the Gotek drive, going around to the female jumper. The jumper side is female or male on the device. Still going at 71% done. Making an Amiga floppy drive, USB floppy drive. Isn't that awesome? This is really awesome. I just hope the power cable on the Amiga and the 34-pin cable should be good. It should be. I haven't heard any issues with people talking about it. It should be fine. There it goes. It says done. What's it say here? If you can read it, it's a little hard to read. Download operation finished successfully, it says. Awesome. Let's check it out. Wow, awesome. That's the YouTube video. That's Mark's YouTube video. Zoom's paused. Alright, there's a final step. I've moved the jumper from S1 to S0 there, so that the drive shows as DF0 and not DF1. Done. Alright, so I put the Gotek back in the drive and reconnected these two wires. Take a photo before you do this. Take a photo of these two connectors, how the wires go. The top on this side goes to the top on this side, bottom, and the blues on the, as you look at it from the back side, the blues are on the left, the oranges are on the right. Alright, I put all my jumper cables back into the bag. Important step because there may be new firmware coming out and I may need to re-flash. These cables, I've got a pack of, I don't know how many, was it 20 or 40 of the male to female jumpers for about $3.70. The TTL adapter, it was about $4.20. So very cheap. Don't pay a whole lot for these, and you may need to re-flash. So if you buy a pre-flashed, you're not only paying double or triple what it costs them, but you won't be able to update later. Alright, so I've got the Amiga 500 upside down, and just one note, when putting these screws back in, these what are they, 10 hex or something, torque 10, T10 screw you'll need. When you screw them back in, don't do them too tight, because they will show through, they will push through. It's just screwing into plastic and it will push through on the other side of the top side of the case and make a white mark. So do not put these back in tight. Also, you'll want, this is the screw for the disk drive, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think I'm going to go ahead and unscrew that. I think it's for because the disk drive is in this side of the computer. There's only one T10 back here. Oh yeah, there's some on the front. Don't forget these, because you'll have struggle getting it off, the case off. There are these torque 10s here too. 1, 2, and 3 on that part of the case. And this one, geez, look, no rust on the shield. See the reflection on the metal there in the middle. There's no rust. Really kind of cool. Usually you get corrosion. I think there is on the inside. We'll look here in a second. Alright, the case is off. Yes, you can see the shielding is rusted, it's corroded there. Not a little bit of rust, more corrosion, right? So this is the chin-on drive. It does seem to work when I turn it on, but it does make a funny sound, and plus I don't have any Amiga discs anyway. I need to have a USB floppy drive so I can download Workbench and everything else off the internet. Unfortunately, it only apparently works at floppy drive speed, even though it's USB. It's going over the floppy cable, and it's acting as a virtual floppy drive, so it just works at floppy drive speed. Kind of weird here. There's no rust here at all, and there's rust here. Humidity in the room or something. Okay, I managed to pull the floppy drive out. There's the bay. Just FYI, this is a revision 5 motherboard on this Amiga. I've noticed that the chin-on disk drive here. Let's see if I can show you. This is the underside of the disk drive. It has these stand-up pegs. Here, I'll show you the proper orientation. It usually goes this way, and it's got these stand-up pegs. Here's where you stick the discs in on this side. But this chin-on drive, the Gotek floppy drive, here's the underside. You can see there are no screw holes. So I'm debating, do I remove the stand-up pegs and put them in just as, because see here's one of the stand-up pegs goes there, I think, and then another one goes there. See right in the middle of your screen. And so do I put that just for support and for grounding for the motherboard, etc. But it doesn't really ground, does it? The case is plastic. It's just, and it doesn't, right now the motherboard, it doesn't wiggle. So I'm thinking maybe it's okay, I don't need to put the stand-up pegs in there, just for something for the screws to screw into. It is probably used as keep the motherboard kind of stabilized in the case. I'm not sure what to do yet. Alright, well, I'm noticing one thing. The grounding cable for the keyboard on the old drive goes here. But this is a plastic case for the Gotek, so this is not a proper ground. So the keyboard will not be grounded properly. So that could represent a danger to the computer itself, because if you come in and you have static electricity and you touch the keyboard and it zaps, it'll go through the keyboard connector to the motherboard potentially. But of course it's a plastic keyboard on the Amiga. But still, plastic can build up a static charge. It can act. I think its proper term would be a capacitor. Plastic, when you build up a static charge, touch it. So I'm just wondering, maybe just to run it for the meantime, but knowing that I need to come back in here and put a grounding wire from that to something in here, maybe this screw here, this hex or something, some way to ground the keyboard. Another note here is that the standing pegs, I did go ahead and put one in. You can see here the top. Oops, you probably can't see. There's a standing peg. The other one, the screws that were with this motherboard, someone put all the wrong screws back in. So I don't even have the other screw, I don't think, to hold the other peg. I guess it was here. Here's the peg. I just don't have the proper screw to hold it on the other side. But that helps hold the Gotek up. So, and this peg will not screw into the Gotek, but it will support the Gotek. And this one, the problem here that I'm noticing, you really have to pull forward, since it is a shorter drive, just to get that lined up. This screw I got to pull really hard. So there's a lot of tension. There's not a whole lot, but there's a good bit of tension here. I'm going to just doing this. If I let go, it snaps back some. See, I let go, that's where it wants to be. But then the screw doesn't line up. Alright, so that's the single bolt, and I put the couple Gotek screws and the peg, support peg for the other that is not installed here. Anyway, so that's the disk drive fully forward. It does line up properly. This is the only one screw that is screwed in for the disk drive, but it's, so you can see here it's wiggles on this side. I could, I guess, put I guess I could just drill a hole into the other side for the underneath screw. Let's see if we can see. You can see, yep. You can see the peg there. It does line up, so it would need to drill more near the right side. I could do that, but for now it's in. Alright, so I've got it all. Got a USB drive in there with a bunch of Amiga images, all legal. And I don't have the case on yet because the case has a tab where the floppy drive insert where you push the disk in and out. There's a piece that blocks it. So just for the moment I will operate it this way. And I'm operating the Amiga off of a PC ATX power supply with an adapter to AT, and then I bought a AT because this is how you switch the Amiga on. We will see here in a moment. Hopefully it's all plugged right. I think it is. Okay, Amiga. Let's see what we get here. Amiga Workbench 1.2. It shouldn't do that. It should be. Floppy drive thing is on continuously. It's blinking the drive. It doesn't look right. I don't think it should be. It's only black and white because I don't have the color adapter yet for composite. It might be plugged backwards. I thought I didn't plug it backwards. I thought I plugged it up correctly. Pretty sure I did, but sure enough, the drive light is on. It's not detecting the drive. Alright, well, let's try again here. Alright, so wow, there it is. Awesome. It's now not, the drive light is not steady on. And I got an Amiga. Look at that. Select your discs. Okay. Alright, it doesn't seem like that you can't remove a Gotek, the flash drive, and then plug it in and it won't redetect. Unlike this is a SIDE, a SIDE 2 adapter for the Atari 8-bit cartridge port with a flash drive. Huh. Oh, I see. You get this, and then you hit restart, and then it will boot the disk. Okay, so maybe I go to the top. Okay, oh, I see. That's how you select multiple disks, maybe? Okay, let's try that. Restarting. Okay, it says restarting. I just don't know how to operate the thing. See if we get music here. Alright, well, I've selected a Pidya. Hopefully this will... Oops, no, I gotta... Okay, here's the display on the... It's still on the wrong drive. It's on the wrong game. It's working though. It's showing the proper disk image. I'm going to switch the disk. 22, 23. Alright. I think it is working. It's just a matter of getting a game though. Supercars 2. No music yet. Can't show you anything. I wonder why I got the wrong headphones selected in the wrong thing. Hold on. There we go. Now we will get music. Amiga 500 with a Gotek drive. There's the Gotek. Welcome to 1990. In black and white. Supercars 2. There it is, Xenon 2 working off the Gotek. It's just waiting for press fire to play for the next player. But that's Xenon for you. There's the graphics. It's not as good of a game as Battle Squadron, but great music. Supercars 2 theme music. It's like in turbo mode compared to the Europe version. Oh yeah. Okay, that's my burrito. I'm cutting it up, but I think I put too much salsa on. It's like swimming in salsa.